What's up, everybody? We're back again, victorious. It's the Dadbod Golf Pod. It's just me and Nate riding solo today. Your Monday, you're still probably hungover from this huge victory, record-breaking day in the U.S., the Ryder Cup. The U.S. team takes down the European team by a score of 19-9. Ooh,
that's a record. By the way,
it is a record. It is a record. They broke the point score record by, I think, a half point. Is that right?
Yep, 18.5 was the previous best in the modern era since the rest of Europe has joined the coalition.
Exactly. They didn't. We used to stroke them pretty bad before that. I think it was somewhere around like the late 70s whenever they added the whole rest of the continent of Europe, and then it really made it a pretty fierce battle from then on. But yeah, so the Americans jump out early, just jump on them early. They go 3-1 in the first three sets, and then they have the last one 2-2. Made it to where they only had to score 3.5 points on Sunday or today, or yesterday, I guess. When you're listening to this is Monday. Yesterday only had to gain 3.5 points out of the 12 matches, and it just got out of hand. It got out of hand early, and it was a lot of fun though. Regardless, it was a ton of fun, and I enjoyed the crap out of it. I know Nate did too. We were texting back and forth the whole time. It was a blasty blast.
It was awesome. And I'm just gonna. There's so many. Like I was like, I'll start off with this. If we could make the Ryder Cup at Whistling Straits every year that it's in America, what an absolute track. I mean, there's one tree in play on the entire golf course. And then I thought there's a lot of courses maybe you can't truly appreciate it on TV, but every single time that there's a camera angle on that course, good gracious.
Unbelievable. It's my that's my number one course I want to play. That course looks absolutely phenomenal. Did I hear this right? So this used to be an airfield, super flat.
No.
It used to be an airfield, so it was like super flat, and they would bring in railroad cars. They brought in railroad cars and strategically placed them, and that's where all the mounds come. So then they like covered them up, and that's how they built up the mounds for the like you had all the different undulations and things like that, built up the greens and all that kind of stuff. That's how they did it. It's just unbelievable to have that kind of imagination. Pete Dye he was the man, and this is his. Sawgrass is awesome. This is a freaking unbelievable masterpiece. I'm like you. Visually, it's the most stunning golf course, I think, that's not like one on the coast. Like a Pebble Beach is just in another class, but like just the views that you can have and it be sort of like inland and not necessarily have these big cliffs and waves crashing and all that stuff. And it still is just absolutely amazing. I'm with you. Whistling Straits was the big winner this week for sure. For sure.
I agree. I think every par three is downhill, which is awesome. And but it's like it could be a 230-yard downhill par three.
Into the wind.
Yeah. Into the wind, downwind. I mean, all the Friday morning, these guys, sorry, I'm we're going to streamline this because we could just end up just talking and not get to any of our points the entire time. But Friday morning, these guys are hitting it to, 70, 80, 90 yards out on one, and then Bryson drives the green today. Just floats one up there. Oh man,
that really got everybody going. For sure. We'll get to that, but let's just go ahead and we recapped it really quick. 19-9, biggest victory ever, most points ever scored. We're gonna have some kind of break it down of a little different segments and just kind of go off those. We want to talk about who we would award the MVP to for the American team and the European team. The European team's probably pretty easy, but the American team, there could be some different takes. So Nate, who was your MVP and why?
So for the American team, I mean, it's hard to pick against Dustin Johnson. He went 5-0. He's only like the second or third player to ever do that. But I'm just going to go with my boy Cantley on this one. I mean, he was rock solid in all of his matches. Being a rookie, zero experience, comes out, did not play like a rookie whatsoever. Today, obviously, he had a very clutch part of sealing the victory off in his match today. So I'm just going to say Patrick Cantley, no hat Pat.
No hat Pat.
Shows more emotion this weekend than he's shown in his entire life, and solidifies himself, I think, as part of many Ryder Cups to come.
Oh, for sure, for sure. He looked he looked like he's looked the past 2 months. I mean, he was absolutely unflappable. And he actually, I made a joke. I said a joke. Have you ever tried to laugh without smiling? You know, you if you try to laugh without smiling, it's just like a face, like a expressionless outburst. I kind of felt like that was his celebrations. It was some fist pumps, but it was like no expression, fist pumps. But I mean, I loved it. He was getting the crowd up. He was getting fired up, and his putter is still freaking fire. Oh my gosh, fire. Man. He lit it up. He played 4 matches and scored 3.5 points. I mean, you can't ask a whole lot more. No. You can't ask a whole lot more, especially out of your first time out. And he had a pretty good battle today in singles, and he just ended up, willing himself back to victory. So that is definitely a good pick.
His fist bump needs work. Like his fist pump is awkward.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Yeah, but he doesn't have it. But it's you got to have have some kind of facial. It was just most expressionless fist bump. It's like, I'm telling you, it's like laughing without smiling. It's hard to do.
When you don't wear a hat against the Europeans, you're beating them at their own game. Because that's their thing. It was so weird to see Roy actually wear a hat during the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
But you are absolutely beating them at their style game.
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome.
And he looked classy all week. And I may be turning the page on Cantlay. I may start being a Cantlay fan. He is.
Is he your player of the year yet?
He's still not my player of the year, but he's getting there close. He's getting close. So I kind of have a different take on MVP, and I'll explain why. But obviously DJ, who went 5-0, he played all 5 matches. He played great. But that was sort of expected. You know what I mean? We needed DJ. DJ was going to go get his revenge on this course. Wasn't really that big of a not a super huge shock to see him go out, and Colin Morikawa also played absolutely phenomenal, and they were paired together for much of the tournament. So he had that to lean on as well. My MVP, and I think the guy that showed the most and was the biggest, especially today, was Scotty Sheffler.
Yeah.
Scotty Sheffler had to play 2 matches against Jon Rahm. He had to play him in, I believe, either the first or the second round of the 4-ball with Bryson, and they have the match, which is big because Rahm hadn't been. He's won every single match up until then, and then he goes out today and absolutely dominates Jon Rahm. He emasculated him. It was absolutely amazing from the jump, from the hole one. He birdies the first 4 holes, takes a 4-up lead, and then never let Jon Rahm back in. And Jon Rahm played some of the best golf that I've ever seen. As far as the length of putts made, shots made under pressure. I was talking to another couple of friends of mine, and it was the match with Sergio against Brooks, and I want to say, I can't remember exactly. Maybe
Brooks played with Berger, and Brooks played with I don't remember who else.
It was the second one. It was the second match that they played. Anyway, it was like hole 13, 14, or 15, somewhere in there. Brooks hits just a monster drive down there. Like he had like 50 yards and he was chipping. It was a really tight hole. He hits a monster drive down there. Rahm blocks a tee shot out to the right. So he hits one out to the right. He's kind of in the stuff. And then Sergio hits one in play. And I'm not really sure if Sergio cut him a shot the whole match. So Brooks chips one down. He chips one down there close. And then out of the stuff, like I said, he's carrying this whole European team on his back. Rahm throws one up there and from the junk, and then makes birdie to tie Brooks. I mean, it was just stuff like that all the time. And to watch Scheffler go out there as a rookie and go boom, 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 and stick it to him the first 4 holes, and it was like it was on after that. Like there was no coming back from that. And I was so proud of him. I've talked so much junk about Scotty Sheffler. And
yeah, we owe him a big apology.
I owe you a huge apology. You're actually a lot of fun to watch. And I didn't notice the slip thing. I don't feel like he really did that a whole lot as pronounced as usual, but he's an awesome putter. And that was one of the things that I had an issue with was his putting. He putted so clutch the whole day, like all day long, all weekend long, he putted clutch. He is my guy because he was a captain's pick who you're not necessarily you pick him knowing that he's got the length, he can go out there and make some stuff happen, but you're not just broken if he doesn't go out there and perform. And so it's sort of like a bonus, an added bonus. He goes out there, he plays 3 matches, he wins 2.5 points, and he went twice up against the best player in the world, and he came away with 1.5 points, which is more than anybody else can say that played against John Rahm this weekend. So Scotty Sheffler is my MVP. Go ahead.
Do you think like Stricker making the lineups last night, is he thinking, so Scotty Sheffler goes out against Rahm? I mean, you expect Rahm to dominate him, right? I mean,
yeah,
the most American faithful, like Scotty Scheffler's wife might have been like, oh, I mean, we got Rahm. But
yeah.
So if he loses to Rahm, then that's a point that you weren't putting, nobody can think that you're putting Scheffler up and like, oh,
Sure.
he's got. But if he beats him, that's it. Like that takes the entire gas. I mean, that was an awesome place right there because Scotty Sheffler, for all intents and purposes, was the bottom of the barrel for the American team.
You knew he
just did not let up.
You knew he could go. You knew he could go like length for length with him. You knew he could hang with him, so or even go further and kind of just get in Rahm's head a little bit just from the distance aspect. You knew he could hang with him there, but could he put it all together? Could he putt under pressure? Could he, hit spin wedges in there like he did under pressure? Could he continue to control the driver? And he did it, man. He did it. It was phenomenal. He's
beat John Rahm in match play twice this year. John Rahm will see Scotty Sheffler in his dreams for this offseason.
John Rahm is the only human on the planet who will have nightmares about Scotty Sheffler.
John Rahm's gonna have a punching bag downstairs in his basement where he practices. He's gonna be Scotty Scheffler's face on it. He's just gonna be pounding it.
That was just I'm just so proud of him. That was awesome. He's another one that's running way up my list as far as becoming big fans of. So
huge Scheffler guy. Also did outkicked his coverage by a mile. Good gracious.
Didn't see I got to look her up. I didn't.
Yeah,
see.
she came and gave him a hug.
I saw her run out there from a distance. I couldn't tell much. So, but we'll see. I might have to Google that. Look her up on Instagram after this. So,
do you think if you're on the PGA Tour and maybe your wife is, just not like the other wives, like they give you like a little built-in wife for the Ryder Cup, because the Ryder Cup wives are just like
all smoke.
Yeah, just straight 10 out of
One
10
after
all the way down the line. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. What about, do we need to even try to go into the European team? Is there any question? It's
who's second?
I don't even know.
Sergio got carried all week.
Yeah, Sergio got points by default.
Rory didn't, but before his match this morning, he had
0 points,
and no birdies.
Yeah,
got sat for the first time in his life in the Ryder Cup.
Yep.
Gave an incredibly emotional interview afterwards. I'm trying to think of who else was. I would say Shane Lowry would be second place just for his.
I thought
Tyrrell Hatton determination.
Tyrrell Hatton had some big putts, hit a big shot to have that match with John Rahm, I think, against Bryson and Scotty on 18. He stuffs a 209-yard 5-iron, like 4 feet to win the hole and have the match, which was at that point in time, it was absolutely must have. They had to have it. And he did it. He played really well. Ian Poulter goes once again undefeated. He's 6-0 in singles. How can we? And he beat Finau, who played pretty good.
Finau only had 1 point. Actually, yeah. I looked at the Finau went 1-2, I believe.
Yeah,
overall this week. Actually, let's just lead into, if we can, a segue into the biggest disappointments.
Yeah.
I wanted Ian Poulter to lose because there was a chance that by the time Poulter finished, that the Ryder Cup was going to be over. So I wanted Poulter to lose the Ryder Cup, lose his match to Tony Finau, and then 2 years from now, they won't even be able to stoop so low as to get him like it. And but unfortunately, it's not gonna happen like that. He's gonna stick around for a little while. But
Tony had 2 points out of 3 matches, not one.
Okay. I was off.
Yeah. He played okay. Yeah, that was a little bit of a disappointment that we couldn't take down Poulter for sure. He is the maniacal look is kind of getting ridiculous. I feel like he feels like he has to do it now whenever he makes putts, and he does that like his weird eyes whenever he hits a putt. And he did it a lot when he got beat too. And it's just like, we're trying to make something happen, make something be something that's just not. My biggest disappointment, even though it was for the European team, I love Rory McIlroy. I love Rory. I think he's super top notch as far as super class, and he's fun to watch. And it's no one can figure out, like, why hasn't he just like won every tournament he's ever been in and been number one in the world forever and ever and ever. But he's just such a nice dude, and he's really hard to root against. And he just absolutely played he played terrible. Like, he played absolutely terrible. And it was even harder to watch his interview afterwards because he knew he played terrible. And it meant so much to him that he basically just almost broke down and just ugly.
He's choked up.
Yeah. He almost ugly cried right there on the damn broadcast. On the broadcast, he said the S word. He got really mad and said that. He said the S word, then apologized for it immediately. But
talking about his own career, how he did not give a.
He said he didn't give an SHIT about his singular wins nearly as much as he does about the Ryder Cup, and it hurts. It hurts for him not to perform. It's one thing to lose, but like to know that he had a huge part in that like destroyed him, and that is probably the biggest disappointment, because you want to see fireworks from Rory, and he's just a walking highlight. But it didn't really happen until the singles match, and he pretty much jumped on Xander early and didn't let him up. And there was a little bit of emotion a couple of times in that match, but seeing sad Rory was pretty disappointing. I want to see mad, fiery Rory, not sad Rory. That's tough to watch.
Would you ever imagine Rory being the first guy out, like leading in this week? I know we did our picks, me and Ben lined up, and obviously we're thinking you going into Sunday within like 2 or 3 points of each other. Obviously you get your strong guys last, but yeah, Europe came out firing. I mean, they were putting all of their big dogs.
Put their hot guys out. They had to.
Yeah. Rahm was early. Lowry was pretty early. Lowry was off the first. Yeah.
So they were saying they had to win like 3 of the first 4 matches to even like have a shot. And they put their guns out there, and it just didn't work out. Rory panned out. Rory played good, but you got Patty Ice and Scotty Sheffler, and then Bryson going out and just hammering folks. It was over quick.
What does it got to feel like for Garcia when he drives to the green? He's, oh boy, like this is who I'm up against. Like, and then he poured in the putt. Like I just can't get over the 40-footer after driving the green, walking off the tee box with your driver. Yeah.
I almost broke everything around me when he made that. I went absolutely nuts, because you know how much I love Bryson. For him to go driver on the green and then hole it from like 45 feet. Oh man, it was incredible. It was incredible.
Sergio probably had to be like, oh, yikes. Like this is not the start that I needed.
Sergio battled though. He actually played pretty well today. He battled it, but it was just, he couldn't close the gap. And Bryson almost tried to screw around and screw around on 16.
That short putt.
But at the end of the day, did you see on 6 is like one of my new favorite holes in golf, the drivable par 4.
Yes.
So Bryson is sitting there talking with his caddy, and they're running through their calculations.
So awesome.
They're running through their calculations, and he's got driver, and everybody around's like, yeah, he's going to go for the green. and they're talking, and then he puts the driver down and pulls out the 3-wood, and the crowd's like, oh no, like he goes, chill guys, I'm still going for the green, like calm down. In other words, it's my driver's way too much, I need to hit 3-wood. And then he
knocked it on. Yeah,
he hits it to the back of the green. Yeah, absolutely. I think he actually lost that hole. I think I don't think he birdied that hole, if I'm not mistaken.
He might have three-putted. Dadbod Twitter had a little discussion with a guy on Twitter this weekend about the crowds.
Yes.
There's no other event like this in golf, and it happens every other year. Because I was watching it with my in-laws, which, by the way, the Ryder Cup is super complicated to people who don't know much about golf.
Yeah.
Like the different formats and the points, because like they would win a hole and they're like, well, why is the score not changed in the corner? Like it was a lot to
you got to get to the end.
Yeah. Tough. But I just have no issues. You shouldn't be shouting, you suck or you're the worst. Certainly not in anybody's swing. But booing or cheering, like that's what you do in team sports.
Yes.
In every team sport in the world, when the other team has something that doesn't go well, you cheer. And there's nothing about sportsmanship. So I have no issue with it. If we went to Europe, and when we do go to Europe, when we go to Italy in 2 years, we're going to get booed. They're going to cheer when we.
Of course, they're going to do it, and it's awesome.
It's what you're supposed to do, and it should fire you up.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say this too. Butch Harmon was a complete turd. His whole broadcast on Sky Sports. Butch Harmon goes on Barstool's podcast and says the F-bomb 32 times, which is hilarious. I have no problem with that. But we're going to talk like we're going to play high and mighty, like we're super class and we can't yell and boo and stuff. People hit in the bunker. Come on, Butch. Like, don't be a stick in the mud. Let's have some fun. Like we're out here. It's a different format. This isn't the PGA Championship. It's in the U.S. Open. This is the Ryder Cup. They do it over there, and they love it. And I love that they do it because that's the part of being the home field advantage. Out in that same like Twitter discussion, people were throwing up videos from like Tom Kite or Tom Watson, and it's back in the 70s in the Ryder Cup when they're playing, and he hits it in a bunker, and the crowd starts clapping when it's overseas. Like they've literally done this. This is not new. Like this is literally happens every single year. If it's in Europe, their crowd's going to be rowdy. If it's in America, our crowd's going to be rowdy. And I got news for you. In 2025, up in New York at Bethpage,
oh, look out!
You better put your big boy pants on because it's going to be rowdy. It's going to.
You think those cheeseheads are going to wear bad?
Shoot. Those guys are nice. Wisconsin folks are nice.
Yeah.
New York people are straight up mean. They will do research. They will know your aunt's name. They will know if you pooped in your pants in elementary school. They will find it out, and they will holler at you the whole time. So Sergio might not even want to go. Anybody that's got a problem with stuff like that, just don't even come because it's going to be rowdy, and I love it.
And I bet you Poulter pooped in his pants in elementary school.
100%.
We're going to find out too in New York. Poulter will be so washed up by then.
Yeah, Poulter's probably done. But yeah, the crowds were great. I mean, and
awesome.
And they were great in France too. Those crowds were great, and it was colder in France, so I may even give them more credit. Love it. I'm so tired of golf media trying to be like we're trying to be overly. We got overly be classy, or we got to be overly sell this whole thing. Like it's a new era. Look at the team. The team is a reflection of it's a new era. Let's have fun. Like let's make it fun. Like those dudes out there, they had fun. There were so many pictures of dudes like passed out on dunes. Like I love that. Let's have fun. Like make golf fun. That is great. I
make the Ryder Cup the best spectator event in golf because I truly think it was. I mean, there's nothing that it compares to.
Would you have liked it to be a tad bit closer, or you just want it to? Or are you glad it was just absolute blowout?
I've thought about that. Like, I guess I would either want 19-9, or I would want Rahm and Cantley, Rahm and Bryson, Rahm and DJ coming down.
Out at the end.
Yeah, because that would be truly awesome. But the fact that there'll be more of that. This Cantley said it. This is the new era.
It is.
Welcome to the new Thunderdome of American Ryder Cup teams.
Yes.
Like the past 20 years of Tiger and Phil not caring and bringing down teams is over.
No,
we had 6 rookies that absolutely trounced the European team, and they'll all be back. And Europe has got Poulter, Westwood, and Sergio. I mean, those guys that's 3 guys that have tons of European experience, and they're winding down. They're coming to a close. Rory will be there for a while, but
I feel like that there's not I could be wrong. I may not dig enough into it, but I'm not seeing that crop of young European golfers that are. I see way more of a threat from a President's Cup standpoint than I do a Ryder Cup moving forward. And this, when you got Colin Morikawa, who just dominated this week, he's 24 years old. You got Bryson's young. You have Tony Finau, Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth. Like, these guys aren't going anywhere. These guys, Xander Schauffele, these dudes aren't going anywhere. And it could be if they can replicate the emotion and the camaraderie that they had this week. It's going to be hard for them to lose at least the next two. That's because that's 4 years from now. Then your guys start getting into their 30s, which 30s is still, that still should, in theory, that should be your peak years of golf. But, just guys starting to get older, where does it stop? I don't know. I'm hoping that this formula is something that carries, because we needed something fresh. We got it. We were all skeptical. We can go ahead and eat some crow on some of these captains picks. And, I think the worst performing one was Harris English. I think he didn't play particularly.
Worst captain's pick, yeah. Which I don't think Spieth in English. I have everybody's record, and I don't know what it is about Spieth. He's never had real. He had some success with Justin Thomas, but he's just never had real solid success in the Ryder Cup.
He's never won a singles match. Never won a singles match in the President's Cup or the Ryder Cup, if you can believe that. He have today. He's never won a singles match. That's pretty crazy. It's hard to believe.
And Daniel Berger, I owe him a huge apology. I made him the butt of every single joke on the show from the time that he became a captain's pick. And we're going to unravel this more, but the way he defended Brooks, which I did not know they were college teammates. I made a done comment on Twitter. I didn't even think they had met. But and he's way more attractive than I ever thought he was too. Not gonna lie. Saw some pictures on Instagram. He put some shades on him with a suit, which they can make anybody look good. But
yeah.
But anyway, I forgot. I totally lost my train of thought. Just talking about how good looking Daniel Berger was.
It happens. So moving on. We kind of already talking about it, but the early predictions. So in 2023, they go to Italy. I don't really know the course, but it's hard to imagine. Like I said, it's hard to imagine that this team's going to change very much. There may be a few. I could see possibly. I'm hoping somebody like a Matthew Wolff gets to playing pretty well, because I think it'd be fun to watch a Wolff versus Hovland singles day. That would be kind of cool, and he can bomb it. There's definitely some young guys that show promise, but man, it's really hard to see the core of this team breaking up. And I'm ready to go to Europe and take it to them. I'm ready to go to them and hush the crowd. I think that would be fun to see. I really hope I get to see that this next go around. And then we talked about
you want to go?
Yeah, let's go. You want to go?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. We're
Italy.
Going.
Going. Okay.
We'll probably be big enough by then that we can justify it. So
I agree. Yeah, we're just gonna kind of start working on our wives right now.
Go ahead. 2 years from now, we're gonna do like Don did, and we're gonna take them on a trip. Hey, sweetheart, let's go to Italy. It'll be so romantic, and then just like slip in the round on Saturday and let's go.
I don't know how Don did that. If I'm going to Italy, you're gonna catch me there probably for a practice round, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah,
just drinking wine out of a plastic cup at the Ryder Cup. That course, I saw a note about it because I was doing a little research. It just went through an 18-month renovation specifically to build it for a match play tournament type course. So like it's been renovated for the Ryder Cup.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's gonna be dope.
One thing about Whistling Straits, I love the course. Don't get me wrong. Like it's absolutely awesome. I was shocked at how many birdies were made. Like they ate that course up. Like there were several. Yes. I mean, other than, a handful of players, like everybody was several under par over the times that they played. They really ate that course up. The par fives were very gettable. There were some really short par fours that I did not realize they were that short. I need to apologize to Ben because I just straight up was like, no, Ben, there's no drivable par fours. And there was at least 3, I think. I mean, if you could really smash one was drivable for sure. 6 was drivable. And then there was another one that's another one on the back that was pretty short. I mean, they absolutely tore that course up. I was kind of shocked at how well they play. I think I saw a scoreboard at one point in time, like people keeping track of stroke play under par, and like John Rahm before Sunday was like 15 or 16 under in 3 rounds. Colin was 13 or 14 under in 3 rounds. Like it was, I mean, I guess that would only be 2 rounds. Like it was that good. Like it was that crazy. I mean, they were eating it up, but it was still great. So
it is so fun to watch professional golfers that you watch on TV every day scoop up putts. It is awesome. Yeah. It makes you feel like hey, I could do that. I mean, I could scoop up and it's so fun to watch them ram putts in. Like when the next putt doesn't matter or when the next shot doesn't matter. It's just we don't have enough match play. I'll say it till the day I die. There needs to be 6 to 8 match play events every single year.
I absolutely love it. I'm with you, man. To watch them, and these greens are just blazing fast, and then they'll get a 4-footer and just pour it in the back, like just absolutely smoke it into the back, no doubt.
Every putt they miss is 5 feet by. I mean, if it's to tie the hole,
if
or
they
something.
miss it, yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So who do you captains not captains picks, but I think it's got to be Phil 2023, or maybe you wait till you come back to Bethpage 2025, but Phil's got to be one of the next 2 captains. I just don't see a way he isn't.
Yeah, he's probably going to be. Is Phil from New York? Where is Phil from? I don't know.
He's from Arizona.
No, he's from
California.
You're right. I'm not sure who it would be. I'm looking at some of the vice captains. So you got Stricker, Couples, Furyk, Davis Love, and Phil. Yeah, it's probably, Phil and Stricker aren't that far apart. Freddie, I think, had a President's Cup. Has he had a Ryder's Cup yet? Has he had a Ryder Cup yet? I'm not sure.
I don't think so. Who was the Ryder Cup captain in 2018? Can you remember? I have no idea.
We'll have to look that up.
But I say Phil. And then for the Europeans, I mean, Sergio, he's not old enough yet. Westwood's coming up on his time to transition to the captain for sure. He's played it 11 times. Sheesh.
Jim Furyk was the 2018 Ryder Cup.
Yes, captain. Phil's right there in age.
Yeah,
I mean it's his time is coming.
Do you want to spend him? Do you want to send him to Europe? I mean, do you want to use his up on a Europe trip, or do you want to bring him home and let him be a captain at home? I don't know. If you're trying to break a streak, maybe you do send him and get everybody fired up.
Phil, I mean, he's going to be there regardless whether he's a vice captain or a captain next year. But Phil at Bethpage, I don't know, I think that could be electric. That could be electric for sure. Truly electric
for sure. Well, so like we said, it was a lot of fun. We got some more storylines we're probably going to break down throughout the week. We could literally talk about this all week, but Ben is moving this week. Hey, Nate, how much do you want to bet that Ben has not lifted a thing all weekend? What do you want to say?
Let me check my bank account.
There's
everything I've got.
Ben has not lifted a closet hanger all weekend, but he has probably pointed people in directions and helped him move to they bought a new house. So he is moving locations, and he's been swamped all weekend. We get it. Hey, big prop. I'm going to give him big props though. He didn't ask either one of us to help him. That's friendship.
No, that is friendship. That is true friendship. I was so
Don't
nervous.
Ask your friends to help you move. I'm just kidding. No, if you
what was it? I saw something about that. It's like, hey, listen, a pizza and a pack of beer just is not enough for me to help you move anymore. Like, I'll give you cash and you can hire some movers.
No, I'm just kidding. Don't be a douche. If your friends ask you to help them, go help them. But that is one of the things that I listen to Rick and Bubba, and that's one thing Rick says. True friends don't ask friends to help them move.
The people you ask to move, you're like, oh, they must not like me very much. It's July in Alabama, and they want me to help them move furniture.
No. I'll help. Hey, Nate, if you need anything, if you need me to help you move something, just let me know. I'll help you move something.
Yeah, no,
Ben, if you need help too, I'll come help you. I'll come help you move something. But I'm glad you didn't ask me.
Ben was just sitting there like on the couch with a beer, and he'd be like, "Yeah, I mean, put it over there." Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
Exactly,
yep.
Sir. Put that.
Have you guys heard of my podcast?
Exactly. No, thanks, Ben. We'll catch you tomorrow. We'll catch you on the next one, and we'll get caught back up on the Ryder Cup because I also don't believe you didn't watch a whole lot of the Ryder Cup. Just throwing that out there too. Yeah. Just throwing that out there too. So we totally didn't talk about any of our sponsors because we just got in the zone. So we need to check out Swannies.co. Swannies.co, coupon code DadBod GolfPod -25. Get 25% off your next order. All the cool golf apparel you could ever need is right there at one place.
Go check out their pullovers. I was looking at their pullovers the other day. It's starting to get a little cooler, crisper. A couple of them are sold out already, which sucks. The one I wanted real bad.
Hey, golf hoodies seem to be making a comeback, or I guess a come on. I don't. There's never been golf hoodies. I just threw that out there. That was they have them though. They do have hoodies. They got golf hoodies. They got everything. Like I said, everything you need. Another sponsor we have, Sweetrollzgolf.com. Coupon code DADBOD20. Take 20% off your next order. They have hats. They have putter grips. They're the new putter grip, guys. It's the new big thing as far as putter grips go. Awesome prints. They not just look good, they feel good. Nate's got his installed. I got mine. Ben's got his coming. They feel amazing and they look amazing. And you can really get your color coordination going. So
I do have to do a little shout out for Sweetrollz. So I played on Thursday. It's the second round that I played with my Sweetrollz group, but first round at my home course. I played with my dad. 10 putts through 9 holes. I one putted the first 8 holes.
Wow.
Not kidding. Now there's a couple. One of them was for bogey. Had to get up and down for bogey.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then one of them was from the fringe. But hey, stats are stats. Yeah, 10 putts through 9 holes. Sweetrollz Hula Girl. So if you're looking to really go within, if you want to get Sweetrollz, but you want to get the best Sweetrollz, Hula Girl may be for you if you're looking for that one putt action.
Hula Girl is a good one. And then the last one is ArccosGolf.com. It is a golf sensor tracking system, statistics, distances, things like that. You screw the little sensors into the end of your club, and then it's got a Bluetooth clip that you clip to your belt, and then you just go play golf. That's it. You don't have to worry about anything else. It keeps track of all your stats because a lot of times we'll play golf and be like, man, I really didn't hit my driver good today. I'm going to go hit 1,000 drivers on the range. But if you look at your stats, you actually may not have lost that many strokes or off the tee as you did around the green. And it'll tell you that. It says, hey, look, you lost strokes here, not here. It's efficient. It keeps you practicing the right things because not a lot of us have 5-6 hours a day or a week that we can practice. So when you do get time, you need to go work on the things that are actually costing you strokes. Arccos Golf can help you. Use coupon code DADBOD10, take 10% off your order. It saves a pretty good bit because it's very high powered technology. So it is a little bit pricey, but it is very well worth it. I've played a couple of rounds of mine and I'm already starting to learn some things about my game. It's a ton of fun. So ArccosGolf.com, check it out. Go rate, subscribe, and review on the Apple Podcast app. Subscribe to our YouTube channel now. Do it. Stop thinking about it. Just do it. Tell a friend. Do it. Tell a friend to do it. And we appreciate it. And we'll catch you guys on Tuesday. We'll catch you tomorrow for the next episode of the Dad Bod Golf Pod.
Always stroking.
USA.